So you think I'm pessimistic. I'm not pessimistic. I'm a realist. And until the principles and peoples are willing to listen and willing to change their own attitudes, then you have to be on guard. Miss Tlaib and Miss Omar have to be pursued, and they should be persecuted by legal means. They should be enjoined. There should be demands upon the Democratic Party to remove them from whatever committee they're on. The fact that they're young and pretty does not make them right. A pretty terrorist is still a terrorist. And a pretty idiot is still an idiot. And those who preach and espouse idiotic ideals and support vicious people, those people have to be removed. And you don't have to be afraid of whom you're going to go ahead and offend, because at the end of the day, it's either you're going to defend yourself or let your community be eradicated and destroyed or attacked. So what do we need to do? We need to create an ideology that is above the fray, above factionalism. What is that secret? Let me tell you a story. In 1990, there was, or 91, there was the riots in Crown Heights, the Crown Heights riots. The African American community rioted in the streets. Thankfully, there was only one death by a crazed teenager who murdered Yankel Rosenbaum and was found not guilty by a stellar, very intelligent jury system, where the blood of Yankel Rosenbaum was on his knife. Yankel Rosenbaum had identified him before he died. It was known that he killed him, but the way in which the liberal judges and liberal court system exists, you can murder a Jew in broad daylight and get away with it in Brooklyn. That's what happened. But there was only one death. And of course, there was the death of a child who ran across the street while the cars were going very fast. And the Rebbe had a police escort, and one of the following cars hit an African-American child. It was not willful, as was the death of Yankel Rosenbaum. But those were the two deaths. But there were riots in the streets, and people were terrified they couldn't go out. So Mayor David Dinkins, who is an African-American, went to the Lubavitcher Rebbe and said, Rebbe, we got to get the two sides to talk with each other. And the Rebbe said, two sides? We're all one people in one city under one administration, which is yours. And we have no sides. We're one, and there are no sides. There are no conflicts. There should be no conflicts. David Dinkins realized that people made an error. I think that the Crown Heights Jewish community was fighting against the African American community. These were two different communities fighting with each other. But the Rebbe said, no, there's one people, one community, all under one administration, which was the mayor's, and therefore the mayor had to go see to it, make sure that the people stopped attacking each other. Within a half hour, the Crown Heights riots was just a memory. It was all over. What did the Rebbe say? The Rebbe said, we're all the same. We're all one people. We all believe that we are citizens of one great city under one great administrator, which is Mayor David Dinkins. By saying that, by saying we are all united, we are all one, that took the bite, the edge, out of the conflict. There's no conflict if there is no other side fighting you. If I'm on your side, why do you want to fight me? And why should I want to fight you? We all want the best for each other. That's it. And that has to be the way to approach the hatred that exists from one religion to the other. We have to say we are all children of one God, period. You want to interpret it your way, I'll interpret it my way, but at the end of the day, we're all the same children. And that, more than anything else, will allow us to unify, will allow us to get over ideologies and get over conflicts. The truth of the matter is, it's not universalism. We're still worried about our communities. But at the end of the day, we're all children of one God. And we're all of God's children. You want to interpret it your way, I'll interpret it my way. But we're all one children. We're all in it together. We all care about the success of each other. And if you could do that sincerely, then you will get rid of the bigotry and the hatred, especially the hatred that exists, that comes from the mouths of the imams, the people preaching the Quran. If you can say to a Muslim, we are all children of the same God, and he interprets it as all children under what he calls Allah. Allah means God. It comes from the word Elohim, Elohim, that we say, that's Hebrew. It's the same word. It means the almighty power of God. And therefore, if we all are children of God, and Christians can interpret it their way, Muslims can interpret it their way, and other religions interpret it their way, but we're all children of the one God, then there is no conflict. There's no reason to fight. There's no reason to want to eradicate. If we could accept that, if you could get people to accept that. Unfortunately, we're going to take some time for that, but that's how we resolve the conflict.